Talking about is his mother, and you want to confront her. So she's either behind that door or she's not. Deborah, come on out. Okay, well, I hate to hear that it's come to this. Why was Aunt Karen raising you to begin with? Why weren't you with your mother?
From what I understand, my grandma, so my mom's mother, came and got me and brought me back to my dad and my aunt due to her living situation.
And what was that living situation as far as you know?
As far as I know, drugs, the guy she was with, abusive.
And how old were you at this point?
2 to 3.
Did your mother come and see you? Did she call? What was your connection with her during that time?
Not for the beginning part. So up until I would say maybe age 10, it was very vague if she ever showed up.
Well, that's 7 years.
Yeah.
She says she was a fine mother, that she was a present mother, that she visited multiple times a year, always cooked your favorite dinner, which was lobster and baked potato, that Karen put false ideas in your head about her as a mother, and that she blames Karen and your dad for brainwashing you.
Okay, so she has showed up multiple times a year for a day or two and gone. The lobster and shrimp, she made that once, and I cried.
It was lobster and baked potato.
Oh, lobster and baked potato. I cried because I watched the lobster die. I hid in the bathroom.
Oh. You were tight with this lobster, or what? All right, now, Deborah says her love for her son is unconditional. But then why was she not in Cole's life? Let's hear what she has to say.
My relationship with my son, Cole, is not good because he's angry with me. The main reason is because I left my son with my ex-husband as a child. I tried to keep Cole with me, but when a family member had hit him, I did not want it to continue with my son. Cole thinks that I didn't want to be in his life, but that's not true. Cole's Aunt Karen has done anything possible to manipulate my children into believing that I'm a bad parent. Karen lied to my kids all the time about saying that I was always using drugs, and that wasn't the case. I went to treatment. Karen would tell my kids that I ran away all the time. I tried to get custody of the children, but my whole family was working against me. Financially, I was not able to fight all of this in court. Cole told me that his childhood had been very difficult. Karen would drink, and she threatened the kids with foster care if they didn't behave. She's punched Cole in the stomach several times. Cole blames me for what he went through all these years because I left him. I am tired of all the fighting, tired of all the bickering. I want all of this to stop.
What's your reaction?
Not true.
What's not true about it?
My life there was difficult with my dad and my aunt, but if I would only have known what the present was going to be like, I wouldn't have pushed so hard to make it difficult. I pushed my dad and my aunt away.
Because you had been told they were bad actors?
Because I had told that they were bad. I believed anything that she had said, anything.
Okay. Now, when we talked to her, and she participated in the pre-interviews and everything, she had explanations for why she was what you refer to as an absentee mom, and here they are. She said she had an abusive boyfriend. She said the boyfriend won't let me. She said there was no money. It just simply couldn't get there travel-wise, gas money, car, what transportation. That there was nowhere to stay if she came, so it just wasn't practical. She said she tried calling every day, and the family made it very difficult for her to get on the phone with you, that the family brainwashed Cole into thinking she's a bad mom, didn't stand a chance to get custody. So there's no point in fighting because her living situation violated several of the major tenets that they look for in the fitness of a parent. Stable environment, financial stability, able to nurture and guide the child. She was blocked by the courts and the family. Family knew people in child services, so she said they had an inside track somehow. Didn't help because didn't know that you had problems. She didn't know it was difficult for you. And after Cole moved, she left and said she just couldn't pay the rent. So she really had no stable environment because she was on the fly. So that's why she says she didn't get involved with you. What do you say to that?
She could have got involved. She could have came to Minnesota. She could have moved right down the street. She could have found a way to see us every day, even if it was me walking to the school bus. She could have found a way.
And you think you deserve that?
Yeah,
You think your siblings deserve that?
more than ever. My mother was in my life between the ages of 12 to 16, and we were really close. I thought if I fought hard enough, she would never abandon me again. She convinced me that my Aunt Karen and my dad were keeping me from her. When I was growing up, my mom would tell me things to get me to purposely attack her or my father. I believed everything my mom told me. I really acted out towards my aunt and my father. I would tell them, I don't care about you, I don't love you, I don't want you in my life, I don't need you in my life. My Aunt Karen was really protecting me from being hurt.
Already, I'm not a fan of the mom because clearly she was no mother. It's shocking to me that she says she was a good mom because she visited a couple times a year. A couple times a year to visit your children, that's not parenting. How could she say she was a good parent when she wasn't a parent at all? She made him lobster one time and the lobster in front of him. Traumatic. It's very sad to hear that she accuses him of being brainwashed, but she was actually trying to brainwash him against his actual caretakers, his aunt and his father, who were actually there doing all the parenting that she refused to do. And the long list of excuses, it's completely unacceptable. Anyone who wants to be in their child's life will fight like hell to be in their child's life. And he's right. She could have walked with him between the house and the bus stop to see her child if she actually wanted to. She just didn't want to do it.
Well, Cole has emailed me multiple times, sorry,
No, that's okay.
since his mother, Deborah, abandoned him as a little boy, and once again in 2016. Now, Cole says Deborah has disappointed him more times than he can count after claiming that she would stick around. Say, I'm going to be there, and then not. Cole now regrets being upset with his Aunt Karen for warning him about his mother because he thought she was just trying to poison his mind. And as it turns out, she was actually trying to manage his expectations. Now, Cole's Aunt Karen says all she wanted to do was protect him. Take a look.
Deborah's an absentee mother. She's not very reliable. She breaks promises every chance that she gets. Drama's created when she's around. And then after all that, she just up and leaves. Deborah was always making promises that she was going to come see Cole. 95% of the time, she never showed up. That always broke his heart. Since Cole was 2 till he was 18, he has seen Deborah about 10 times. By the time Cole was 15, Deborah was filling his head full of lies, saying that I stole her children from her, that we wouldn't let her see them, which wasn't true. It would just create problems that I would, in the end, have to clean up. Deb never takes responsibility for any of her actions. It's always excuses with her, and it's always somebody else's fault. Your Aunt Karen won't let me. I don't have a place to stay. My boyfriend won't let me come there. It was ridiculous, the excuses that she could come up with. Last year, Cole and his brothers helped move their mom up to Minnesota to get her out of an abusive relationship. Cole helped her get a job, an apartment. She stayed for about 3 months, and then she just took off and left and went back to the abusive boyfriend. It hit Cole really hard, just like when he was a child. My biggest fear is that Cole is gonna get hurt by his mom again. I may not have given birth to Cole and his brothers, but those are my babies because I've raised them. If she starts to manipulate him again, then yeah, Mama Bear is gonna kick in, and I'm gonna protect him like I've always done.
Thank you for being here. He came to live with you at 2, 3 years old.
Yes.
And she says that there were problems, this is her words, she said there were problems with drugs and that she was with an abusive boyfriend.
Correct.
Let's talk about what actually are family lies, according to Deborah. According to her, she said that there were return gifts for Cole, that she would send gifts and that you would intercept them and return them so he didn't get them.
That's not true.
Did that ever happen?
That never happened.
And that she would call and that you would hide that from Cole.
No.
That you just wouldn't tell him that she called, and you'd make sure she didn't get on the phone with him. You'd block and obstruct her access to him.
No, and she had access to call her mother, which is his grandmother, and he was over at his grandma's a lot.
And that you poisoned his mind about her, that you told him she was a bad person and a drug addict.
No, I didn't have to. He started to see it for himself.
Right.
Yeah.
And that you said that she was never there for him.
No, she wasn't there for him.
And that the family lied and said she was just a runner. That she would just run no matter what. She was a runner.
Well, she proved that she is a runner because she tried to run last night.
Yeah. And that the courts had no contact information, so you guys would go have a hearing. They had no information, so she would lose by default.
No, not true. We had to pay the sheriff every time we thought we knew where she was. We had to pay the sheriff to go serve papers on her in Oklahoma. They finally found her. She knew she had court date. She knew when it was. She chose not to show up. She made an excuse that she didn't have an attorney. And I told her, I said, I didn't care. Those are your children. It doesn't matter. You still show up. And she chose not to.
So what would happen when she did show up? There were times that she did show up, right? You said a few times a year she would show up. What happened?
She would trash me to her kids, make me look like the drug addict, the bad person.
Now, there was drama last night.
She called me and she told me that her dad was talking to her and saying that he didn't raise her this way. She needs to go home. And I had told her, I said, if you don't want to be on the show, that is up to you. But I'm going on the show. I'm doing this for me. And we talked a little bit. She got a little angry and she hung up on me. A couple minutes later, she calls me and she says that they're threatening her.
Because she told us that you were the one that was threatening her. And
Should dig that hole.
that you were the one threatening her, and that you were telling lies and creating all this drama. And that you were just here for attention, that this was the biggest exhibitionistic stage you could find, and so that's what you were here for.
Of course.
Well, thank you for letting me do that.
Yeah.
When I was 12, I started skipping school, and I would mainly act out with women teachers. When they would tell me to be quiet, I would get up in their faces and tell them to be quiet. I would throw things, yell. I didn't realize why I was being such a jerk to women until I realized later in my life it was because I had no relationship with my mother. I was acting out against any women with authority.
Cole emailed me asking me to help put all of the issues he has with his mother on the table. He says he always wanted her love, but all she did was disappoint him by disappearing for months at a time. But his mother, Deborah, says Cole was brainwashed by other family members, brainwashed to dislike her, to believe that she didn't love him, that she wasn't interested, that she was a bad mother. Cole says he once believed and trusted his mother, but he's not buying it anymore after Deborah broke his trust when she made his personal business very, very public.
I first thought that Cole might be gay when he was 17.
My mom and I talked about it. My mom tried to tell me that it was a phase, that she experimented before, but I knew I was gay.
He did ask me if I was mad, and I said, no, absolutely not. I'll love you no matter what.
I think she was disappointed because the first thing she said to me was I wanted grandchildren. I could still give her grandchildren. I made her promise not to tell anyone.
I never told anybody about it. Everybody knew before I did that he was gay. I think he's bisexual, though.
She went behind my back and she told everybody. Friends, her sister, who had told her child, who had told her best friend, and it just blew up from there. It's not okay for people to tell other people that I'm gay until I come out as gay. I wanted to tell people when I was ready, and my mother took that away from me.
This woman is awful, y'all. So she outed her son to everyone that they knew. She claims he's not actually gay, he's bisexual. Girl, how the hell would you know? You're not there. You're not his parent. How would you know what he is or isn't? She said to him she was disappointed because she wanted grandchildren. Why? You clearly didn't want children, so why do you want grandchildren? It's not like you're gonna be around. Yeah, this is just awful, and my heart breaks for Cole. This is so traumatic and would likely cause him so many issues with attachment, and now he's being betrayed by her in this other way. So what about being able to trust other people? What about being able to form and maintain close relationship and bonds with other people? The back and forth would put him in a perpetual state of pain because she's going to be coming back into his life and then leaving his life. It would almost be better if she never came back so that he wouldn't have to deal with the disappointment of her leaving again. My father is an absent father, but he was not in and out of my life. He was just completely out of my life until I was an adult. When I became an adult and met him, that's when I realized, yeah, I'm kind of glad you weren't there.
Well, so you confided in her something very, very sensitive, and it's not something you were ashamed of. This was a matter of timing, right?
Yes.
And she took that from you.
Yep.
And your grandmother didn't handle it well.
No.
And you didn't have a chance to talk her through that, and you felt violated. But that was consistent. I mean, this is what your aunt had been telling you all along, that this didn't shock you.
No.
You would have counseled him not to confide. Mm-hmm. Well, I have two things to say about that. One is, I'm very, very sorry.
Thank you.
And I really commend you for having the courage to step up and claim your identity and claim who you are. And then for somebody to take that truth and that courage and crumple that up and throw it away is just horrible. I hate that for you, but I'm proud that you've accommodated to it.
Thank you.
Well, the woman we're talking about is his mother, and you want to confront her. So she's either behind that door or she's not. Deborah, come on out.
It's okay.
Your mother said this morning at the hotel she was not going to do the show, but she did get in the car and come over here because she said she would do it if she would have a private audience with me first. I'm sorry, but not one time in 16 years have I ever talked to a guest off camera. I don't do that for a variety of reasons. And I sure as hell not going to start with her.
That was a smart one. That was a smart decision.
Because I practice what I preach, and I do not reward bad behavior. So she came over here, and she said, okay, I will do the show. Then she got in the car and left. She just now got in a car,
Doesn't surprise me.
pulled out the gate, and is headed to the airport, knowing that we're in here having this conversation, that you're sitting in that chair, and that you have come here in a last-ditch effort to heal your relationship with her.
I believed her again. I thought she'd be there.
I can help you better with what we're getting ready to talk about than I could by coercing her, cajoling her, convincing her. You know, I feel like I could talk a statue into sitting down. But and I'm going to tell you the truth as I see it when we come back.
Cole does have some serious issues. I think that Deborah owes him an apology without always having a but at the end of it and pushing blame on someone else. Cole is missing something in his life, and I feel that with Deb giving him a sincere apology, it'll help Cole move forward.
My hope is that she can sincerely apologize and be a mother for the first time in her life.
I don't feel Deborah's ever going to change. I hope that Dr. Phil can help Cole see this, that sometimes certain people just shouldn't be in your life.
Cole says that, of course, it breaks his heart that his mother's not sitting right here, but you're not shocked.
This is what I'm used to.
It is what you're used to. She cannot give you what she doesn't have. And if she doesn't have the ability to recognize, even acknowledge, you can't change what you don't acknowledge. If she doesn't have the ability to acknowledge deficits in a relationship, then she's not going to change it. And there comes a point where you have to say, I'm going to stop sitting here waiting for her to change and give me what I want, give me what I need. You have to give yourself. You have a wonderful woman that loves you very much. She loved you when you were not lovable. She loved you when you were a little right?
Yeah.
She loved you when you were hating on her for protecting you. And she loved you right through that. You are blessed to have a family that loves you. And you're not blessed with your relationship with your mother. And I don't know what she would say. Let me speak in her behalf. These are all allegations. She denies every bit of this. She says there's a different truth. There's a completely other side to this, that she is completely misunderstood, that you're lying about her, you're misinterpreting her. This whole thing is just a spin factory, and that's not true, and she denies all that. So just to make the record balanced, these are all allegations, and she denies them fully. Now, having said that, you need to move on. And here's what I want you to do. You have to prepare yourself with an open heart. Not a black heart, not a closed heart, not a bitter heart, not a heart filled with hatred. You prepare yourself with an open heart. And if she ever comes to you, then your heart is open. But peace at any price is no peace at all. If you make peace with her by pretending she isn't who you believe she is, by pretending the history is not what it is, by lying to yourself, that's no peace. Just have an open heart. And if she ever comes to you in earnest, watch her like a hawk. Take it a day at a time, a step at a time. That's all you can do. You can just get new data. The best predictor of future behavior is relevant past behavior. So the best prediction of what she's going to do over the next 20 years is what she's done over the last 20 years. And that's the truth of it. I wish I could tell you something different, but I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
All right.
All right, so in this episode, we have Cole, who's been abandoned by his mother for his entire life. She's come into his life at times and then vanished. She has so many excuses for why she can never be a mom, but she claims she's a great mom, the best mom, despite never being a mother. I really have to commend his aunt and his dad for taking care of him. His aunt was the mother that he clearly did not have. And I'm sure it must have been very difficult and devastating for her during those teenage years where he was being told by his birth mother that they were keeping her from him and she was sending gifts, they were hiding the gifts. I mean, these lies are insane. How do you orchestrate sending gifts to the house and the gifts are intercepted, but she never sent anything? It's diabolical, the pathological lying. And the aunt had to deal with that and, still be there for him and be a mother to him and love him. I'm sure it must have been hard, but I commend her and I'm glad that at this point in his life, he's aware of the truth and that their relationship is solid. This woman had the audacity to come to the set and then when it was time to go on stage, get in the car and drive to the airport. This was after the night before the show where she lied to Cole, saying that the staff was doing something. Dr. Phil's production team was threatening her, but she told Dr. Phil's production team that Cole was threatening her. The lies are out of control. I don't know what this woman's problem is, but I absolutely agree with Dr. Phil that this is not going to change and it's time to start coming to a state of acceptance. I think that's going to be very difficult for him. As you can see, he still longs for his mother and that's understandable. Personally, I think it would be best for him to completely cut her out and go completely no contact because this back and forth I think can be more damaging damaging than just never being around at all. But I think it will be difficult for him to choose to go no contact because he still has this longing, and because there's a chance she might come back in the future and he doesn't want to miss out on that chance. And what if she's different that time? It's just going to be a difficult road for him. I hope that he does keep an open heart, at least for his own benefit and for the benefit of his future relationships with other people. This is so much betrayal, so much pain, the lack of a mother's love. You know, he said when he was a kid in school, he would act out against female authority figures. And that's just one of the ways that this can impact interpersonal relationships. So yeah, I really hope that he can find someone who loves him and build a wonderful and beautiful life for himself in the future. But what did you guys think about this episode? What do you think about this mom? Because that's what she is, or for lack of better words, mom. What do you think about her? Why do you think she behaves this way? Why do you think she even still wants to come back, right? Because if she doesn't want to be around, girl, stay gone then. Why are you back? I don't understand the act of flying into the show just to leave without going on stage. Why come at all? What do you think she gets out of this back and forth? What do you think about Cole and what he can do for himself to start healing his own heart? And do you think it's possible for her to ever change and become a loving, solid, trustworthy figure for him in his life? I don't think so, but of course that would be ideal. But you guys let me know, and let me know if you have any personal experience with this, either with your own parents, or if you have been that parent who was absent and you regret it, or, you know, whatever the situation is, let me know. Drop it in the comments.